What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here with a post-match stream as Spurs drew 1-1 in a behind closed doors friendly to Getafe today. I'm here with Brian Daigle to talk about the game. Appreciate everyone who joined us for the watch long. We had lots and lots of people. Appreciate everyone now joining us for the breakdown of this friendly. But it wasn't the greatest game, I think, to put it mildly, was it, Brian? It was definitely had the air of a pre-season friendly. It was played at a very slow pace. It was look, I think I guess the point of this, having a team like Getafe, and the point of this friendly was to pit us against an opposition who is gonna kind of sit back, frustrate, going to try and wind us up, commit some fouls, play defensively, look to play on the counter-attack. And they did all those things. And I think as well, when it comes to De Zerbi ball and his kind of football, those are the biggest question marks. How do you fare when you play against that kind of opposition? How do you fare when teams aren't going to create the space for you and you've got to find your own ways of creating that space? And I think it's fair to say those questions remain unanswered after today, don't they, Brian?
They most certainly do. They most certainly do. Playing a low block, I mean, you say in pre-season friendly, it was playing with quite a bit of spice, as you said, wasn't it? It's quite heated at moments. But yeah, the objective was to get minutes and to see if we could break down a low block. I don't expect the two wingers that we see there to start the season against Brentford, or at least be the starting two wingers after the window shut. Certainly with the striker, but if the objective was to try and show how we could break these teams down, which we struggled with, that part was a failure today.
Yeah, we did really struggle. I thought we did a bit better of it in the second half than the first half, but in that first half was a major struggle. There was very little to go off. Obviously, we had one chance with Ben Davies from a free kick. He won a header, was straight at the Getafe goalkeeper. Bergval had a moment where he had a shot from the edge of the area, and that obviously was straight at the goalkeeper. We were really struggling to kind of create any sort of openings. I think Getafe were very comfortable during the game. Matisse Tell was struggling to make an impact off the left. Moore was struggling to make an impact off the right. I think the few positives were Gray at right back was impressive. He was showing quality. I thought Tonali, he definitely, as the game went on, started to really get more and more involved. He had a big role in the goal that we scored. I thought in the first half we were playing it just way too slowly. Very just like it was played at a pre-season pace, which is not to be unexpected, but it was played at a very slow pace. We were struggling to kind of play through the lines. But we did quicken it up a bit in the second half. We were starting to get into the box a bit more regularity, starting to get a few more chances. Tell had a couple of crosses across the face of goal. Rishi was starting to get a bit more involved. But funnily enough, it was in probably one of our best moments where we conceded. And we conceded with a very poor goal. I think from Getafe's point of view, they played the goal quite well. Bergval caught wrong side of the midfielder. Yep. He then plays a 1-2 with one of the attackers, and Van Hecker's caught cold, I think, in the middle. And they slice through our defence and finish it high beyond Kinski. And I think we'll probably be a bit disappointed with how we let that goal in.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, before we talk about that goal, I think the other person that you didn't mention in that game was Van Hecker, not because of his defensive attributes, with him wanting to get the ball forward. The amount of times he tried to break the lines or looked to start getting something going and there was just no movement, or the Getafe defence and midfield were just so compact and so deep that there was no space to go through. But he tried those bits. But as for the goal, they had very, very little to create. They got the one chance. And it was a very good finish from their goalkeeper, from their striker or goal scorer, should I say, to lift it over Kinski. They took the goal well. Like I said, were we brighter? I don't really know. But what I would say is this is what these low block teams try and do, don't they? Smash and grab And if it hadn't been for Conor Gallagher getting at the end of it, they would have smashed and grabbed. Like I said, Bergvall was turned very, very easily and caught wrong-sided, and caught on the wrong side, sorry. And it's a lesson learned, but it shows that there's more work to do. There's more players that need to be brought in. This is no way near the starting lineup against Brentford, no matter what. And they've got a lot to put in this week, and obviously we'll see what happens in the second game, or we'll hear about what happens in the second game, and see how Fernandez, Sousa's a surprising lineup, and we're talking about him yesterday, and others. But that goal was just summed up this performance, didn't it? Really.
Yeah, it kind of, you just got the feeling, didn't you, that the way, the more we were like toiling and struggling, you know, the likelihood that Getafe could maybe hit us with a sucker punch, and they did, and they got their goal, and they were doing a very good job of just frustrating the players. You saw the tensions were boiling over during the game. Tonali was getting into some scuffles with some of the Getafe players. Same with Gallagher, he wasn't happy with some stuff. Gray and had a few complaints to the referee. So I think Getafe were definitely doing their job. And I guess the worrying thing is we were playing into it. We were getting riled up and we were letting it affect us. And Getafe were doing their job well. And they were definitely frustrating Spurs during the game. Even if it was a pre-season friendly, you could see the players were getting visibly frustrated on the pitch, and we were letting it get to them. So I guess this was a bit of a lesson on you know, how some teams will approach the game, and it's something you're going to have to put up with. It's something you're going to have to get over, I think, in modern football, when teams come and try and, you know, play the dark arts a bit. And I think Getafe were definitely good at doing that, and it definitely worked.
Yeah. One thing I also like I said, it's nice to see we got some bite with Tonali. Obviously, he's got to curb it. He can't lose it on the big when we kick off. But we've lost that bit of bite. We've lost that bit of tenacity. Obviously, those kind of moments can rally up the crowd and generate. So it's nice to see there's a bit of bark and a bit of bite. Looking forward to seeing that partnership with Fernandez. But like I said, very easily riled up. And we were a bit lacklustre in ideas. The wingers like you said, a couple of good balls, especially at the beginning of the second half with that ball right across the goal, face the goal, no striker or on-running midfielder to get it. Then that one for Richarlison's header. But the amount of time in that first half where he just wouldn't run at his man, and if he did, he just knocked it out of play. And I think Mikey Moore was very, very quiet, extremely quiet, especially the second half. But he was meant to be going on loan. We don't know what's happening with him now.
Do you think if today was a chance for him to impress and stay at the club, you know, do you think he did himself any favours?
No. Very, very simply, no. And,
played a bit out of position as well, though. You know, right-hand side's not really the way he likes to be.
Playing out of position, but this is the thing. We shouldn't be in a position where we should be asking Mikey Moore
to play
to try and put himself. You know what I mean? He's going out on loan. He's a young player that needs experience and regular first-team football to fulfil the potential of a lot of people seeing him. And it highlights how, for me, I'm not a massive, let's go get Savinho, but would be happy if he came. But I think today just highlighted, again, it's pre-season, again, it's fitness, but just that player will get his foot on the ball and want to take a man on, want to cause a bit of pandemonium around the defence and risk and try and drag players out. So I think it's just highlighted wherever anyone feels about Savinho is we need that little bit of guile and flair that's willing to try something and not risk not being scared to lose the ball and just going backwards, which unfortunately we were.
Yeah,
in that first half especially.
Playing it very safe. Obviously, we did concede, but then the goal does come not long after we did concede. And I think, to be fair, in terms of the goal that we scored, that's kind of what you need to do against teams that try and frustrate you. You've got to kind of you've got to kind of find those little moments, pockets of space, opportunities, and Gallagher did just that. You know, Tonali plays a full boot to Rishi. Rishi kind of gets a touch on the ball or gets fouled, and Gallagher senses the opportunity, pounces on the loose ball, makes that late run into the box, one touch and a nice finish. So that was good. but you have to kind of supplement that with more quality. And I definitely think Gallagher struggled when it came to his overall quality on the ball. He did something which we know he can do, which was make those late runs in the box, sniff out an opportunity, and obviously have the quality to finish it. So I was happy with that. I wasn't exactly delighted with his performance in the number 10 position in terms of a player who's going to be asked to create chances, add quality in the final third. We didn't do that much of him, but at least he showed he's capable of what we know he's capable of, which was, adding those final touches in the box.
I think with Conor Gallagher, I've seen the replay, and what I love most about that goal is the finish is very, very good, but it's not him running into open space and someone's found him. An opportunity came where obviously Richie's put that touch on, and he's alert to it, and he gets ahead of his defender, and it's a very well placed finish. But with Conor Gallagher, we're asking him to play the 10, where we're used to a Maddison, a Xavi, those players that can turn a game on its head with their creativity and their speed of thought and their accuracy in passing and their vision. Those aren't the things you associate with Conor Gallagher, are you? You associate his engine, his tenacity, his aggression, his energy. So as much as he was quiet, we're asking him to play in a position and perform a role that James Maddison would do, or whoever it may be, a Kulu, a Kudus, whoever. And he's not that player. He's a number 8 that can play at a 10, but he doesn't give you the creativity that the number 10s were lacking.
And it looks like we're going to be probably relying on him at the beginning of the season with Maddison picking up an injury. Obviously, Decky can't be relied upon at the moment. Javi's got an ACL. So it looks like probably Gallagher, we're going to have to get used to the sight of him in that position for at least the first couple months of the season, I would say. At the very least. You're probably going to have to get used to the sight of Gallagher in the number 10. And that's let's hope he can find more moments like he did for the goal, and that can maybe overshadow what he doesn't bring you as a player playing in that position. A lot of praise I can see in the chat and on social media for Tonali today. A lot of people very happy with his performance. I think he grew into the game. I think first half he was a bit slow and wasn't really punching those passes, but I thought as the game grew on, he was getting better and better, and I thought he was kind of running the game near the end.
Yeah, he was. Obviously, he's just starting in the Spurs shirt. He's just getting into the swing of things. Again, pre-season, fitness, give him minutes. We know what the idea is with him. It's to have him with Fernandes and build that partnership, as the Zerbi has said, both on and off the pitch. And we'll see what it is. He's played, do you know what? Yes, he's played a lot of minutes in these tours. Obviously, started against Chelsea, started against MK Dons. I didn't see the lineup for the game in between MK Dons and Chelsea. Obviously, he started this one and played a full 90 because I think we didn't make a single substitution. So it's good for him to get the minutes. He did do some very nice things, but it's good to see. But there's a lot more to come from him, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. I think partnering him with Bergval was hot and cold. There was some bright moments from him. I actually liked him when he was receiving the ball to feet and he was turning on his man. He did that a few times and breaking into the space. He was picking up a few fouls as well, which was positive. I thought his passing wasn't phenomenal, but he used his physical traits. I thought he wasn't great for the goal. Caught wrong side of the midfielder, and obviously that led to Van Hecker stepping out, and then he missed the ball, and then Getafe went on and scored. So, yeah, I think a bit of a mixed bag, I would say, from Lucas Bergval today.
He did a few nice things, like that turn to create that space and go on that run, but then the final product, the shot, straight down the goalkeeper's throat at P-roller pace. I think some of his passing was actually wayward. Obviously, he's not had a lot of minutes. There's all this talk and speculation about him, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens with him. I think I hope we get to someone offering that 60 million or as near to it as possible, and we reinvest that in what we need, because we've got so many midfielders that can do the same thing. But we are lacking right now, like we said, on that creativity. We've got the energy, we've got the engine. We've got the tenacity, we've got the strength, we've got the stamina. There's no guile. There's no flair. There's no. So I think we are stacked in that position. I think Bergvall and Sarr are the leading candidates to be trimmed, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. One sec. In terms of Van Hecke, though, in general, he was quite good, I thought. I liked what I saw from him. He wasn't great for the goal, but I thought in general, for the majority of the game, he played quite well. Good passing. I thought he dominated pretty much all his duels. He did get caught out for the goal, but I thought overall, another solid showing from him.
So I think with the goal, he started anticipating Bergvall maybe not getting the ball, and obviously the way they turned it, then it was too late and the space was done. And he's got to look at that. He's got to be alert to these things. Obviously, he might be next to a Mickey van der Ven rather than a Ben Davies, and Mickey probably would have been there and cut that out with his pace and with his positional play. But the one thing I did like from the first time I see Van Hecke was he did want to, every time he got the ball, he's always looking forward. The first pass he tried, the very first long pass, was you and me joked, he's trying to find his radar. But then he's always looking to get forward. He's always looking for that option. And the movement from Spurs just wasn't there. But I did like how he'd like to stride forward with the ball, how he wants to get the ball wide or forward and break the lines. And obviously when the games are going to be a lot more fast-paced and intense and obviously a lot more meaningful, when he's going to have people like Porro and hopefully Mo Kudus and whoever else comes in offering options, we'll see a lot more of him, and I think his passing is going to be a huge aspect of our play this season.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. We've already seen his passing on display in pre-season, the limited minutes we've seen him, and I think he's going to get better and better. As we get used to his teammates and all that different stuff. There were not even any subs to talk about, so it was just a starting 11 really. Rishi was mostly anonymous, I would say. In the second half, he was starting to get a bit more involved, and obviously was involved in the goal a bit, getting the foul and stuff. But yeah, just wasn't great again, was it, from Rishi?
No, but there's nothing new to talk about there, is there? We know that this is an area of the pitch that needs addressing very, very quickly. Time is running out. We've been waiting, not just this summer, but for the last couple of years, for a prolific goal scorer, one that will be in the box, that will think about nothing apart from putting the ball in the back of the net. And we haven't got it with Richarlison. We haven't got it with Solanke, who's not even, for whatever reason it may be, in the behind closed doors game, whether it's picked up a knock, whether it's genuine interest from Forest. Well, we won't know till the coming days, but it's an area that Spurs need to address, and this is what you're going to get with these two. Also, with no delivery and no one giving them service, what can we do?
Yeah, it was a struggle for him, but also a struggle for us watching it. So look, I think just to sum things up when it comes to this specific game, I think it showed the issues we might have against these kind of teams. It showed the kind of what we need to work on and get better at. That's kind of the big fear when you're playing De Zerbi ball, is teams realise if they just don't press and don't come at you, they can frustrate you, and those fears were not allayed today, and hopefully De Zerbi can come up with some sort of plan. And I think in these kind of games, what it comes down to is just the quality you got. Can you find someone who can find a piece of quality, a shot from the edge of the box? Can you get a goal from a set piece? All those kind of things, those can make the difference, because when teams are just denying you space and not opening up for you, then it's going to be very difficult to to create the space yourself, unless you've got extremely creative and good technicians, like prime Barca in 2010. Like it's very difficult, and I think today we saw the struggles that we might have this season if teams approach games this way. Important to know, 5:30 there is another game going on between Spurs and Tottenham under 21s. So they will be playing each other in the later game. According to the great Lily White Rose, the lineup for that game is Dubravka in goal, Ty Hall, Danso, Marcus Senesi and Souza in the back line, Fernandez, Bentancur and Sarr in the middle of Yang, Solomon and Scarlett. This is all as of yesterday. There are potential developments happening with Solomon, so I don't have it confirmed he's going to play. But as of yesterday, that was the starting 11 today. So there's no watch along for that, unfortunately. There's no, it's not being broadcast. So I guess we'll get any updates if it happens.
You watch it like it'd be a banger. You watch this one be an absolute banger. Is it 35 minutes or is it full 45?
I have no idea.
There we go.
I've got no. I'm assuming it's 70 again, but I've got no clue. I'm guessing it just gives a chance for all the players to be able to get a run out and get minutes in their legs rather than having it limited with just this one friendly. And as you noticed as well, all what do you call it? No one got subbed on the game today. Mm-hmm. So clearly this was a view of just getting all those minutes in their legs, but obviously making it 70 just to manage their load a bit.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Agreed.
All right, well, that was Tottenham 1, Getafe 1 in the pre-season friendly. But if you want to come on and have your say, we will be doing a fan show. So the link is in the description if you want to come on and give you any opinion or have any discussion about the game today or anything surrounding Tottenham. Let us know. There is a link in the description right now to come on the fan show. But we're going to let Brian Daigle go. I'm going to allow him to get a well-earned rest from after his shift. I appreciate you coming on as always, Brian. Appreciate you giving your time. I appreciate it must have been difficult to stay awake during that game. But
thank God for energy drinks. Thank God for energy drinks. I'm now going to go to sleep. I'm not back to work till Tuesday. I'm going to enjoy a few days off. Thank you for having me. Big up to Sammy that's in the back end. Big up to WeAreTottenhamTV. Everyone in the chat. Have a wonderful weekend. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on. All right. Well, that was Brian Daigle. So, look, if anyone wants to come on, talk about the friendly, talk about what they're worried about, talk about what they're hopeful for, talk about the game itself, what conclusions can we take away from this game, come join us, come call in, and you can have your say. All right, we've got a caller ready and waiting. Maybe zoom me in a bit, because, I don't know, I'm a bit... Yeah. There we go.
Alright.
Yeah, let's get Ike on the show. He's in the background.
Ooh.
Yo, what's up,
how's
Ike?
it going?
Thanks for calling in, my man.
No problem.
How you doing? How you doing? Did you watch the game today?
So I tried to watch the game, but I just couldn't. I don't know why. It wasn't as I don't know what happened today. Maybe because we played like a different team, a team that was like more low block. So like it wasn't as like exciting as, I would want it to be. But my low take was like we definitely do need a new striker. Like I've been a Richarlison fan for like the longest. Like I feel like Richarlison's like presence, like outside of like actually playing ball, is just like he carries like the fan base. Like he's so like full of life. Like he's like, just his character in general. Like outside of the actual football pitch is why I like him so much. Right. But like I can do so much about that. I need performance on the football pitch too.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
and he struggled today, didn't he? Yeah, I don't know if you watched.
Yeah, I did, and he was anonymous, for big parts of the game. And I'm like, Richie, come on, like Richie, like, cause I watch y'all like every day.
Big
and
up.
it's just Richie slanders every day. Like, oh, he's not good enough, which is true. but like I feel like he could do so much more if he had like proper service. Like I remember like his first season under, and when he just came back from injury, he was balling. He was balling. I remember that world that he scored against Everton. I was like, wow, like Richarlison has it in him. And like after that, then he got injured again. Next season came in,
Sorry.
he has good goal returns when he's fit, but like I feel like there's no like service for him in general. So he mainly has to like, just be at um the right place at the right time most of the times when he does score, which I feel like
Yeah, he doesn't really, he
Solanke's
doesn't, he doesn't really create chances for himself, does he? But if
no,
you, so
no, he
who would you,
doesn't.
who would you sign to replace him? Who's your number one choice?
Actually, Omar Mamouche.
Mamouche.
Yes, like I hear about the Krupi. I see the Krupi hype. To be honest, yes, I would like ideally Krupi, but Krupi's young, right? Yes, he showed it in the Premier League one season, but like Marmoush, like I've been following Marmoush since like Frankfurt and in City too. I feel like if you give him more games, he can definitely score a lot of goals. I'll say Marmoush for sure,
So
and
would you sell Rishi or Solanke?
also Solanke. I'm sorry. So like okay, so like I feel like I have Rishi bias because like I just like Rishi as a person in general. Cause like I follow him on Instagram, I always see his posts. He's a funny guy. Don't get me wrong, and I feel like also on the pitch he offers way more than Solanke. Solanke, I don't know, like Solanke's good, but he's not like he scores tap in. Like I'm not against like tap ins. Like he's not as like I don't know. His goals are not as flashy or as good or as he plays good ball, but like I prefer Richie to be totally honest with you. I prefer Richie. If we can have like a Richie and a Marmouche, oh my God, I can see us going places. I can see us finishing like
Are you are
good
you
spots.
um are you worried at the moment that we haven't signed those attacking players?
I'm worried about Savinio because like at first I was like, yes, Savinio. But now, honestly, let's go get like Antonio Nusa or something. Because like Savinio for what he offers should not be taking this long to sign him. Like, yes, he's a good player, but he hasn't shown it in the Premier League. I've watched him a couple times, really flashy, like really exciting. I feel like that's the same thing for Nusha. The only difference I have with Nusha is that he's coming from a different league, so it might take him some time to really like acclimatize for real, especially coming from like the German league. So I'll say yes, Savinio, but like he's taking too long. Gapo, I actually do like Gapo a lot. So like when I heard we're linked with Gapo, I was like, yes, that's someone that can really bring goals for us because the few times I've watched Liverpool play, he always scored. He always looked like he was gonna score. You know, he could have passed the ball, but he always tries to cut in and which is good. I miss that Sunny-esque like goals, which I feel like Gapo could provide too. Maybe not as frequent as Sunny, but like he could provide something like that. And using him as like a striker, I don't think that's the best thing for him or for us in general. Because I feel like he might want to like drift wide a couple times just to get the ball and take shots, which is not a bad thing. But like I feel like if you need a striker, in the middle, trying to score goals, trying to go score some tap ins, I feel like that's not him. He really wants to be on the ball. Did you see Langshire's goal?
I did see Lancashire's goal.
I'm like, why did we like no? I was like, why did we sell him?
Maybe we
Because
might have made a mistake here. Is that what you're feeling?
yes, no, 100%. The link up play and the goal was wonderful, and he looked dangerous the whole game. Like he really like if you watch the game, he really wanted the ball. Like most, like he was hungry. Like he showed that he was hungry for like success in general. And I'm like, wow, we need a character like him. So I'm kind of like bummed. I honestly did not want to sell him. and
Yeah.
and I thought we're getting like the 20 million like up front, but like I remember the commentator saying it was 8 million, and it can possibly go up to 20 in add-ons. I'm like, what? So we just get 8 million.
Well,
Nah.
if they get promoted, he scores enough goals, we get the
Uh
money. But
huh.
yeah, it depends. And he will also have a 20% sell-on clause. We also have a ability to buy him back
Hmm.
as well. So there's a lot of going to our favour. But
Okay. Yeah.
when you look at pre-season so far, who are you most excited about going into the new season?
Okay. So honestly, even before preseason started, it was Fernandez, and like the fact that I haven't seen him a lot, it's like a bummer because he's like our only, no, not only, but like he's our only like creative player in the midfield right now. And like that's like one of the problems with me. Like there's no passing, there's no like it's not as good as it should be. Like there's the physicality is there, but like just like the little passing that would take us over the top is not. So Fernandez, Bergval, because I know we're about to sell him, but I just want to see him for like the last time before we actually sell him. So Bergval, Archie Gray, like from like from Ange, I already knew Archie Gray was like a good like midfielder. I don't know why we keep chugging him. Like I feel like he's really creative. Like for me, like I feel like my sub for Tonali would be Bergval, and my sub for like Mateus Fernandez would be Archie Gray. Like I feel like Archie Gray can offer,
So what would you
some
do with
really
Bentancur?
good.
Sell him?
I would sell Bentancur. Like I'm a huge fan of Bentancur. Like he's so like the way he plays his ball is 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 what I aspire to be like. He's so like effortless. He's so like he doesn't get pressed as much. Like just the way he holds the ball and just moves like is beautiful to watch. But I would sell Bentancur just because of Bergwall. I love Bergwall. Like his
It's,
aggression, just the way he moves the ball too. Yeah,
it's
so I
interesting.
would
It's
say
interesting how much he's played in this preseason. So I wonder if that's
yeah.
deservedly sending a message.
Exactly. And I heard that Bentancur might want to leave. So for me, that's better. Like I definitely don't want to sell Bergwall and Sar too, but like I understand Sar has had his opportunity and he hasn't really like delivered. So Sar, I guess we can sell Sar, but like just the moments I have with Sar and scoring like some really good goals and assisting for the goal for Brendan Johnson and stuff like that. Like I guess I get too like attached to players sometimes, but yeah, we have to let some of these players go. Honestly,
All right, Ike. Appreciate you calling in, mate.
no,
Thanks for
thank you
giving your
for
opinion, giving your time.
thank you,
It's
thank you,
good to
thank you,
see
thank
you.
you, thank you. It's good
And
to see you too.
finish combing your hair. I think. What is that? A comb in your hair?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
actually in the middle of combing my hair and getting ready to go to the gym because it's like
Okay.
10 a.m. But yeah, I'll get back to that.
Enjoy. Have a good day,
Hey,
mate.
thanks for having me.
Nice one, bro. All right, that was Ike. Has no one else called in? Well, no one else is calling in. I guess there's not much to talk about right now. Wasn't the most action-packed game, I guess. It's hard to draw too many conclusions. But if anyone wants to call in, I'll give you a few more minutes. Let me see if there's anything to talk about at the moment. Mason Mellier, I've seen, has just come on for Lincoln. Anything else going on in and around Spurs? Not much at the moment. There wasn't much to talk about in that game. It was very much a game that we struggled to impact. And I think the main thing is those are the kind of games we really struggled. Those are the kind of games we really were worried about De Zerbi struggling against. And we did struggle in that game. So I think how do we end up combating that when the Premier League starts? That's going to be a big question mark for De Zerbi. Obviously, we hope to have a bit more quality in the team. Fernandez, maybe a new forward line, maybe a new number 10, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, watching it today was very, very difficult. All right. Let's, I guess if no one else is joining, maybe we'll just end it there, because there's not much to talk about really. But we'll bring you more content as we get it. Obviously, if there's anything to talk about when it comes to the second friendly, we'll keep you updated on that and what happens in that game. I'm sure there's going to be lots of transfer news coming up over the next few weeks, especially in the lead up to the Premier League kicking off. So stay tuned on We Are Tottenham TV. Everything is set to happen over the next few weeks. There's lots that's set to go on. So we're going to keep you all updated. But for now, that's all we got time for. So we'll speak to you soon. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.